Hey everyone, it's Cher from Cher Crochet. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope the new year started right for you. And hope everybody's doing okay. Today's video, I wanted to talk about my finished objects that I have. I have quite a few. Before I start, I wanted to say hi and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate you wanting to take the time out of your day to listen to me chat about some crafty stuff that I've been up to. Alright, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first project. So a while back, I was working on a shirt for a friend. It's the Julia Floral Lace Tunic by Vicky Chan, which is a paid-for pattern, and I was doing really well. I was in the knitting section of it. It's a mesh of crochet and knitting, and I was in the in the knitting section, and I guess I dropped a stitch or something. I don't know, I made a mistake. I didn't know how to fix it. I did try to fix it, and I ended up, I think, making it worse. So I had to frog 30 rows of stockinette stitch, and so I was so disheartened by it that I put the project aside, and I decided to work on something else because I didn't want to dwell too much on how sad and upset I was that I had to basically rip out 2 days worth of work in about 20 minutes. So I didn't want to think about it. I wanted to work through those feelings by doing something else, crochet or knit related. So I decided to work on kitchen towels because I have an abundance of cotton yarn that I didn't really know what to do with. Okay, so this, the lighting, this is Bag O Days tutorial number 594 or 594. It's just a kitchen towel with the shell stitch. Got a little button there. This is fingering weight cotton yarn. It's Lamia Luxe. I got a bunch of that yarn specifically for clothes, but it didn't quite meet expectation for what I wanted to use it for. So I basically have a whole lot of kitchen cotton left because it's good for bags and other like kitchen accessories like the kitchen towels. But I don't think, at least for me personally, I don't think it's good enough to wear as clothes. I have pretty sensitive skin, and the last thing I need is a reason to fidget with with what I made, or with a garment that I made unsatisfactory yarn, or I used unsatisfactory yarn out of. Anyways, so I made this one. And I made this one. They're both the exact same. Crystal uses a worsted weight cotton. Again, this is fingering weight, so I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. And luckily in the tutorial, she gives you stitch counts. So I was able to make it a little bit bigger for me. I didn't like to clean up the edges here. I didn't really do the single crochet row. I kind of wanted to be done with it. My hands were starting to hurt. So I made these two. And then this year I really want to kind of tone down my stash, and I'm doing that by using up my stash. So a yarn that I have had around for like don't know, close to 10 years at this point, was a Peyton's Grace yarn in turquoise. And I bought this, it was a birthday present, and I only bought one, and I didn't really, I bought it early in my crocheting hobby, so I didn't really know like what I could do with it, and so it just kind of lingered around for a really long time. And I know a lot more about, you know, fingering weight cotton yarn, because it's another fingering weight cotton, or number 2 cotton. But since I bought the yarn like 10 years ago, I'm not going to find a, what's the word for, a dye lot that matches. So I looked up coaster patterns. The one that I found was free. I'll make sure to put a link in the description box below. I think it's called like the vintage crochet coaster, something along those lines. I didn't make the entire coaster because I felt that where I stopped was big enough. So here it is. So that's one. And I made 2 more. And I really love it. None of these 3 are the same. I think I made mistakes here and there. Like, I think this one has 7 sides, or one of them has 7 sides, and it's supposed to be 8 petals. And I think I stopped at row 9. It's been a little while since I've made these, so I don't quite remember off the top of my head. But I felt that the size was a good enough size for coasters. And these are going to go to a friend of mine, because she's mentioned before that she likes when I make her coasters. So I've made those. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you, the only reason I have it on me is because I didn't see it in my dryer. Otherwise it would have gone to my son's school. He goes to preschool, and a lot of the teachers are wearing 2 masks at once to double up, and it's out of, like, I think parents have asked for the teachers to take extra measures so that, you know, they feel safe leaving their children in the preschool. Anyways, when you double up on your masks, of course it's going to put a lot of pressure on the back of your ears. So I made ear warmers. And like I said, I made a whole bunch for the teachers and the students. I think I made 17 of the, like, in black. And they come in different colored buttons, and these are 22 millimeter or 7/8 of an inch buttons. I used a fingering weight cotton here, but for the kiddos, because a lot of the teachers thought that maybe having some for the kids would be helpful because they're having trouble keeping the masks on, and these are young toddlers, so I mean, I completely understand. So they asked me to make the kiddo one, or some toddler size ones, which aren't much smaller than the adult size. These are about 6 inches. But I used a worsted weight yarn for that. And the only reason this isn't done is because I ran out of buttons. But this is out of a worsted weight acrylic. And I think I used a 3.75 millimeter hook for this one. For the black one, I did 2 rows. The first row was with a 2 millimeter or 2.3 millimeter, and then the second row was done with a 3 millimeter. But yeah, so I made roughly 35 of these to go to my kiddos preschool. The teachers seem to really appreciate their ears not hurting by the end of the day, so yay. Okay, so the next ones I'm going to show you. Okay, so Rose from Rose Likes Crochet did a video, I want to say a couple weeks ago, and in that video she did an update to her wings donation drive type thing, and there were a couple of items I was interested in making, so when I heard them I got started on it immediately. And one of those items were like headbands or ear warmers. Sorry, I got a fuzz up my nose. Okay, so yeah, they're ear warmers. So I was excited to use up stash yarn again. I have a lot of really good yarns that I probably was intending to make like a hat or a scarf out of. And I don't like making hats or scarves, so I never got around to it. But these ear warmers were a really good substitute. So here they are. They're the twisted ear warmers, and they fit like that, which I think is really neat. So all of the ones that I'm going to show you were made with a 6mm crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. This one is Yarn Base Soft and Sleek in the colorway Mauve. So I made 1, 2, 3, and then this is like Soft and Sleek Baby in the colorway Blue Marled. So here we go. One, two, three, and 4. And then the last 4 that I made, I believe this is Premier Everyday Yarn. I don't think I had the tag for this, so I don't actually know the colorway, but it's a cream color. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I made, I believe, 11 in like a couple of days. I was so excited to have a reason to use up some more yarn. So I'm probably going to make another large handful more and then save it for the month that they're asking for the ear warmers. So that's that. The next group of finished objects, I told you I had a lot. These are all 7 by 9 inch sections for Warm Up America. They're all acrylic yarn, and I used whatever. Most of these are done with a 6mm crochet hook, but to be honest with you, I think some of them required a smaller hook. Basically, I just used whatever yarn I had, and then whatever size hook I thought was appropriate for the yarn, depending on its thickness. So here's this one. I don't actually know what yarn or colorway it is, but it's a blue variegated color, and you can't really tell, but it is I'm using the granny stitch. So there's one. Here's another one. Red Heart Super Saver in like the brightest red ever. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a windstorm outside, so I do apologize if you can hear like loud gusts and like rattling outside. It's a stormy day today, so yeah, I apologize. Oh, here's another one. And I didn't have enough red, so I believe this is Karen 1 pound in white. I've had this yarn for years. This yarn is so stiff when I work with it that it actually hurts my wrist, so I don't actually like using Karen 1 pound, so that's why I'm looking at using it all up. This is a Lion brand Heartland. Don't know, I don't remember what the colorway is. Kings Canyon, maybe? Anyways. Alrighty, the camera stopped rolling. So, back again. Then this one is Yarn Bees. Ooh. Oh no, I don't remember what the yarn is. I don't remember, but it's a lime green. More Red Heart Cherry. I think that's the name of this Red Heart yarn. Couple more lime greens. Another blue variegated mystery yarn. Karen 1 pound in white. And then I love this yarn in pastel colorways, pastel variegated colorways. The yarn is actually like, the colors are kind of like twined together. So yeah, that's this one. And then the next three, I think these are the last three, are blankets for Warm Up America. The pattern that I used is a stitch pattern by, or like a tutorial by Allison Russel Crochet. I will leave a link in the description box down below. And so for this first one that I'm showing you, for this one I'm showing you, I used a 6mm crochet hook and Hobby Lobby's Soft and Sleek in the color mauve. And so here it is. It's a very lovely, simple pattern that you can crochet your own border. So it's basically a complete pattern. I don't have to do any like extra thinking about how I want to finish off the blanket because there are no unseamly edges. So that is the first blanket. The second blanket I think is Premier Everyday Chunky yarn, and I used an 8mm crochet hook for this. And this is the colorway Wine. So it's like this deep red color, and it's very, very pretty. And the size that I'm making for these are 35 by 45 inches roughly. They're going to go to wheel chair-bound patients, I believe. So that is blanket number 2. And blanket number 3 is done with a 6mm crochet hook, and the yarn is Premier Everyday. Yeah, Premier Everyday, and the colorway is Blue Heather. And here it is. It is so, oh, it's upside down. There we go. It's such a pretty color. I love it. So yeah. And that's all I have, which is quite a lot. Yeah, I was just working on a whole bunch of smaller projects because my larger projects were agitating me a little bit. Anyways, I just wanted to come on, say hi, show you everything that I was able to get done in the last couple of weeks. And I think that's it. So until next time, I will talk to you all later. Bye.